Welcome, friends. Today, we are beginning a new First Impressions series. Tremendous. That's right, my friends. Once again, I have returned to you, this time with another First Impressions series, and the house we are featuring on the First Impressions series today is Louis Vuitton. That is right, my friends. Lovely Fliss from Les Odorants has sent me the samples that were sent to her from Lovely Dan from Les Odorants. And I am going to give my own thoughts on the line. I've smelled a couple of these. I think I've smelled Nuit de Feu. I think that's actually it. Now I've said that. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought it was mighty synthetic, but I'm intrigued to smell the rest of them. There's obviously a lot of hype. They're a hype brand. I'm going to try and I'm not going to cut my nose off to spite my face, you know. If there's a fragrance I like and I like it enough, I would buy it, you know. Got to be careful, though. I think with the Louis Vuittons, you've got to buy them at retail, because if you don't, you're going to get scammed on eBay. So please bear that in mind. And excuse me whilst I hydrate. Louis Vuitton is not known as a perfume house, actually. They're not known as a perfume house at all. I think they've had a few fragrances before, but nothing like, they're not like a Chanel or a Dior. They've always been kind of more into making clothes, making leather goods. Very famous for its what's the LV thing? There's a perfume called Monogram. It's named for its monogram. Like it's famous for its monogram, the L and the V crossing over. LVMH is a conglomerate. It's obviously Louis Vuitton is the LV. The M is Moet, which is like a fucking drinks company, like alcohol from France. And then Hennessy, which is obviously Killian Hennessy's family's company. He makes fragrances I don't like. But not to worry. They don't have a history in the game, you know. They have a few. There's like a couple from the 40s. But they've been around since 1856, and they really didn't get involved until the 20 teens. So these are all made by Jacques Cavalier, who is an eminently fantastic perfumer. But we'll see. I'm not going to lie, I don't have high hopes. But let's get started. I've waffled. So, less of your waffling. I've got 14 of the fragrances here. I don't know how many there are in total. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I always like to try and get all of them so I can know it, I can understand it. The whole thing in context, but I've got 14. First off is one called Sun Song. Now, there are apparently two versions of this, one from 2019, one from 2025. Why is that? I don't know. I'll be honest, I have no idea. Why has this happened to me? It's a bit shit. I wish it hadn't happened to us, but here we are. What am I gonna say? We'll go with the 2019 version. So the notes. I'm not going to read the blurbs. I can't be fucking bothered. Like, the notes are orange blossom, citron, and musk. So it sounds like it's going to be like a, you know, like a sultry summer cologne thing, you know. Shampoo vibe straight away. Big orange blossom. Freshness. Big shampoo vibe. Instant shampoo thing. Starchy. You know that kind of, you go into the bathroom after someone's had a shower and there's like the steam and the cleaning product as well. Like, so you're talking shower gel, you're talking shampoo. I think it's the citron. I think it's the citrus that's actually very starchy. The citrus and the musk, very dry, very starchy, very clean, fresh laundry. You know when you go into the laundry room or the laundromat and there's like this really dry air that gets on the back of your throat when you're doing the ironing as well. What I don't like about that vibe is that I can't be in the room when the fucking ironing's being done because it makes us choke. It always has. Ever since I was a child, I was like, I can't breathe. It's like it closes my throat. And I'm getting that at the minute. Ooh. Very laundry musk, laundry, huge laundry. Starch. Dry, ultra clean. Ultra clean. Like, clean to the point where you're actually bleaching the clothes themselves. Like, you've over cleaned them. It's, wow, it's dry. I know these go for hundreds and hundreds of pounds, but it's basic. It's dry. Fuck off. It's clean. It's a nice smell, but to me, this isn't like a perfume. It's not a construction. It's kind of like it's a reduction. It's cleanliness with like a fragrance as an afterthought. It's boring. Certainly so far, but I can't imagine these being like, it's not going to change into something much more rich and thick and layered and clever. It's got something of like a popsicle. It's got a very dry white popsicle sort of thing, you know, like Amen Ultra Zest, but that's rich and sticky and gooey and thick. This is like smelling somebody eating one of those from the other end of the laundry room. It's like you're getting the citrus from that. A little bit of sweetness. And it's boring, is what it is. It's a nice smell, you know. It's a nice smell. It's boring. It's flat. It's dead. It's mindless. Okay. Let us move on. The next one is called Nouveau Monde. Now, I've heard of this. I have heard of this. It's true. I have heard of it. Have I paid any attention to it? I have not. This apparently came out in 2018. Of course, Jacques Cavalier is the parfumeur. Oh, shit. It's a fucking big unit, and it's hot here today. It's hot, humid. Bit rough, you know, bit rough. God, this is going to be so much. It's not that I think it's going to smell bad. It's that it's going to be such an enormous perfume, because I'm looking at the notes. Oh, fuck. They've even advertised they've got amberwood in it. Oh, fuck you. All right, 2. That's all you're getting. God, imagine being proud of that. Jesus. Okay. Let's try this. The notes: saffron, amberwood, olibanum, cacao, rose, vanilla, caramel, oud, leather, patchouli, and blackcurrant. Yeesh. I get the rose, I get the chocolate, I get the saffron. So I don't hate that. I don't hate the very beginning of this at all. It's quite sweet. It's quite rosy. It's a little bit chocolatey. The chocolate's quite nice. I'm getting that sweetness from caramel and chocolate. There is something dry, like saffron, and dry like amberwood, tangy. It's got that kind of battery on your tongue kind of tang. Imagine putting a battery that's lost almost all of its charge on your tongue, and then it's just giving you a tiny zap. Saffrony twang, tangy saffron. No, I don't hate this. I don't hate this on first smell. I don't. Could have done without the amberwood if they hadn't put that in. Because I know exactly what's going to happen with this. I know exactly what's going to happen. You know? It's going to dry out. Everything else basically is going to die away, and you're going to be left with amberwood, a little bit of incense, something resembling leather, dryness, tang, and like coal dust. Almost like a taste in your mouth, as if you've been down a mine without a fucking mask on. And you smell shit like this all the time. My problem with this is more the style of the fragrance. The execution of this is actually very good. I mean, Jacques Cavalier made stuff like M7 by Tom Ford, by YSL for Tom Ford, who was the artistic director. Jacques Cavalier is not a bad perfumer. I just think these might be very well made bad perfumes, which is kind of the state of luxury at the minute. Everybody complaining about the declining quality of Chanel bags and Dior clothes and perfumes especially. Everybody's saying these are really well made, but everything about it's shit. Like, they're well made, but all the ingredients, all the thought and the creativity is gone, you know? It's boring, it's not rich, it's not alive, it was never alive. It's like dating a pretty psychopath, you know? The kind of look good until they start actually fucking speaking. So the rose is dying off now. The saffron's dying off. I'm getting more of the leather. I'm getting more of the amber wood, of course. Oud, amber wood, interchangeable. Tangy, that olibanum incense sort of things coming through. I'll come back to that. I might try that on skin, although I might not, because fuck. That'll go on for fucking hours, that'll be on the next day and possibly the day after. It doesn't matter how many times you shower. Because that's the nature of those chemicals, those base notes, those like cypriol, nagamotha, all that sort of pattern. Fucking awful. Just awful. You may feel differently. In fact, millions of people feel differently because you smell it fucking everywhere. So it's either the greatest heist in history, that people have been convinced that these things smell good and we're all suffering some mass hysteria delusion type thing, or everyone just thinks they do smell good, which I find very difficult to believe, which is testing my faith in humanity. Okay. Next up, we have one called Symphony. Now, this reminds me of the name of a Xerjoff I tried, which was particularly shite, called Symphonium. I mean, that Symphonium was shite as fuck. This is apparently from 2021, and it is an extrait. And it's got something crazy, some kind of growth coming out the top of the bottle. Again, made by Mr. Cavalier. It is ginger, bergamot, and grapefruit. Giving like just 3 notes in a perfume is apparently on trend these days. So, I mean, personally, fuck them. Like, because I hate that shit. I like long note listings. But people's fucking attention spans are dead. Okay. Oh God, that's just very similar to Sun Song, but with different notes. It's like laundry. It's like a cologne. It's like something you spray on the laundry. You know? It's very clean. It's very... There's some kind of musk thing in there. I've got to be honest, I don't like grapefruit anyway. This is not a bad grapefruit, though. I don't like grapefruit, but this is not a bad grapefruit. It is indeed one of the better grapefruit, like, notes, chords that I've smelled, definitely. But it's very linen spray. These are all very linen spray. And if you're paying 400 quid a bottle for linen spray, you're a fucking pervert. What is wrong with you? You should be hauled before the courts and made to fucking hand in your hard drive. This is floral, citrus, musk, grapefruit, juicy grapefruit, a little bit like I want to say a tonic, but not a cocktail. A little bit like a cocktail in the sun. Too fruity, though. Too fruity, syrupy fruit, you know? Not my style of perfume at all, that. But that grapefruit is not as vulgar as some of the grapefruits I've smelled. About 20, 25 years ago, it was whenever I'd see perfumes from that time that had a grapefruit note in, you just knew they were going to make us feel sick. They weren't as rich as this. They were flat, and it was boring and bad. M7 Fresh always springs to mind. This is very syrupy and thick, almost like residue, you know. flat. Like it's the grapefruit's the best part about it. So far, anyway, you know, this is a first impression. But it's flat, and it's linen spray, and it's boring, and it's basic, and it's such a waste. Because if LV are going to be charging these sorts of prices, they should be making a lot more. Their perfume should be a lot more than this, you know? This seems to be the style, though. You know, very ultra clean, ultra fresh, to the point where you smell like a cleaning product. And there is never a bad time to smell clean and fresh. But if I'm going to do that, I want to do it in a more interesting way, you know? I want to do that in a way that, like, this does it, you know? Eau de Cologne by Ferret, Bergamotto Merino, that's fantastic. Something like Cologne Officinal by Healy, which smells like the most high-end soap, dry, but gorgeous. I could have worn that today, actually, because it's super fucking humid. Loewe Pour Homme, the old one, the vintage one, you know, big lavender. There are many fragrances out there that do this same kind of vibe, not laundry but clean. Geranium Pour Monsieur by Frederic Malle. There's a lot more going on. They're more interesting. There's a lot more for your money, you know. Okay, last for today we have Les Sables Roses. Don't know why I said it like that, but not to worry. Les Sables Roses. Where are we? 2019 this came out. Oh God, it's another rose oud. For the love of good fuck. I'm not reading the blurb, it's massive. Following Ombre Nomad prevents a new exclusive from inspired by the Middle East. Fuck that. I wonder why LV's making stuff inspired by the Middle East. Could it be that that's where all the money is at the minute? Oh, that's rosy. Fuck, that is rosy. Jesus. I haven't even smelled it yet. It's come to get us. It's reached out. Rose, black pepper, rose again, ambergris, saffron and oud. Bah, that's rosy. Fuck, that's rosy. Shit. Powdery, but not so powdery that it's off-putting. I get very put off by powdery anything. There's that fucking twang from the fucking saffron oud amber wood thing. Because no doubt amber wood will appear in here somewhere. Slightest hint of pepper. Very slight. Very hint. Very pepper. So I don't hate this so far. It's a little bit warm. The rose is a bit velvety. It's a bit like a petal, you know? I like a dewy petal. Like petal with water on. Clean again, it's clean, but there is something a little bit dark and there's something waiting to juxtapose that powdery rose. Not getting any ambergris there or ambroxan, or I'm sure they'll be using the highest quality synthetic, which often smell fucking nicer than your natural ambergris because that shit's got bits in it. But I must admit, I would prefer the character of the natural ambergris. Seriously, they wouldn't use natural ambergris because of, well, batch fucking, like being able to make large batches of it, you know? It's much easier to control the dose with the synthetics too. Oh, that's drying out now though. That's nice. That is nice. I like that. I'm not getting a lot of oud. I'll have to come back to that. I actually quite like that. I think that's very nice, but is it a little bit femme? Possibly. Okay, let's quickly go back over these, friends. First off, we had Sun Song. Very cologne-like. Far too expensive for what that is. Very dry, musky sort of thing. Nouveau Monde. Leathery, much more leathery than it was. Symphony. The Extrait. Big grapefruit hair shower gel thing, shampoo. And Les Sables Roses. Rose velvet. Anyway, I'll be back next time with some more first impressions, friends, and I will see you then.